Hey guys, and welcome back to Working Body Wednesdays. I'm Dr. Chris Sovey. I'm a physical therapist in Lansing, Michigan, and I also own a practice now in Lansing. So check out our website at healthyconsumerpt.com. Today we're going to talk about the pelvis and sacroiliac joint pain, or SI joint pain, that occurs primarily after sitting. Now there are a variety of reasons that you could get SI joint pain, but we're going to talk about a couple of the most common ones. Now, this is going to assume that you don't have any major pathology. If you do, or this is an ongoing thing for, more than a month or so, I highly encourage you to see a physical therapist, shameless plug guys, in order to help you figure out what it is you might need to change, what types of exercises or breaks you need to take while you're sitting at your desk if you do have a sedentary job. Now, first of all, one of the things you can do immediately before we get into the thick of this is get a standing desk if it's at all possible for you. Get some variety in your movement. Sitting all day, everybody knows is not great. Standing all day, also not that great. We as creatures are not meant to be stagnant. It's the stagnation of movement that is probably the worst. But if I had to choose between the two, for most people, I would say standing is better in most cases than sitting all day because of the compression forces through your spine. Now, when it comes to the sacroiliac joint, now we're talking about this joint here, the SI. So it's the sacrum, and the ilium is the side bone that's fused after childhood. As you become an adult, these three bones fuse here, and then you have the sacroiliac SI joint. So a lot of people will feel pain here. Now, sometimes that's coming from L5. L5 being your last lumbar vertebrae, so it can be a little confusing, but if you wrap your hands around to the back of the pelvis and you feel pinpoint pain, it's likely coming from your sacrum, but I still encourage you to see somebody to make sure that's properly diagnosed. Now, what you can do even without a diagnosis is starting to think about how you sit to avoid some of these sacral torsions, and also how you stand. So this joint right here arguably has about 4 degrees of motion, not a lot, but it does function, the effects are amplified up the kinetic chain the more we, if this motion is not here, then the brunt of the spine, you might start having low back pain up the chain or down into the hip. So what you need to do is, first of all, you need to sit on both butt bones. You can't be off like this, right? You can't be sitting on one butt cheek all day over like this and your mouse is over here and you're bent, your spine's all bent, and this is all, oh gosh, don't do that. This is getting all short, doesn't feel good, right? Doesn't feel good at all. What can you do? You can lean off to one side, pick up a butt cheek, set it down, lean over to the other side, get right underneath those sit bones, and set that down until you can feel both of your butt bones. And then we also need to think about how we're sitting in a forward back position in what we call the sagittal plane. We cannot be here all the time where we're dumped back, like side view here, like, brr, that's no good. You also don't want to be like this. That's also not good. I mean, it doesn't feel good to be thrusting your chest out and slamming your shoulders back as hard as you can. Don't do that either, guys. We talked about, we're not going to get into the shoulder thing in this video. Let's not. So look at some of my other videos about shoulder pain, and you'll see how to set the shoulders. But when it comes to the sacrum, we got to be on both butt bones. We got to make sure we're not dumped back, and we also got to make sure that we're not rotated. So you're not turning your body this way, and then your monitor's over here, and you're like this. No. None of that. Don't do that. We want to make sure that you're on both butt bones, straight ahead. You might need an ergonomic assessment where you're looking at having these things so the monitor's slightly above midline, because we don't want to be down like this either. Not good. But everything starts down here. Feet on the floor. No crossing the legs at the feet or at the knees. What happens is you end up with a sacral torsion. One side's going to drop back. As you lift one leg over the other one side's going to drop back. And then we have this problem with the perpetual twist, and almost everybody crosses the same leg. You know, they don't switch, so they end up like this or like this, depending on which leg they cross. So, you know, if you're having that kind of issue, I highly encourage you, try your best to reduce the amount of time that you spend with your legs crossed. It'll make a big difference. Also, take frequent sitting breaks. Big help, guys. If you have a job where you're sitting for 8 hours, I highly encourage you to get up at least for a couple of minutes every hour. Very important. I've made several videos on stretching and what you can do with some of those sitting breaks. So check out some of our other Working Body Wednesday videos. Well, I don't want this to drag on for too long here, but tell me a little bit in the comments section below. You know, what are you having SI joint pain while you're sitting? Have you found things, special chairs, devices, props, those kind of things that have helped you? Do you have specific stretches that you do that help you? Love to hear about it in the comments section below. Go ahead and leave a comment there. And if you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and hit the little bell so you never miss another video again. And I post these kind of videos every Wednesday. Tomorrow is going to be our Thursday series where we're going up Learn Your Body Thursdays, where we go up through every section of the body. So next up is actually the SI joint pain. SI joint. We're going to be going a little deeper into this in tomorrow's session. So be sure to check that out tomorrow, or come back if you like this series next Wednesday. And thanks so much for stopping by, guys. I look forward to seeing you guys next Wednesday.